We have just standard toppings, cheese, sour cream, jalapenos, green onions, which is just it's just part of the garden.
What's up, it's Luis from America's Best Restaurants, and we travel the country coast to coast to find the places where you need to eat at on a weekly basis. This week, we're in Terre Haute, Indiana, and we're at a restaurant called J Gumbo's. We're gonna talk to Jeff, who's the owner. We're gonna see some of their dishes, like their Drunken Chicken, which is outstanding, plus a couple of other things. Look, I know you're hungry because you're watching this, so why don't you come with me? Let's go check it out. All right, everybody, so now we are inside J Gumbo's. We're here with Jeff. So Jeff, number one, I really appreciate you having us.
Sure.
We've had a great time here before filming.
Appreciate it.
So Jeff, let me ask you, how did you get started in the restaurant industry?
I don't know, it just, it's a crazy whirlwind sometimes,
Yeah.
So I thought something when I was younger, and I just always kind of aspired to do it. And finally one day, I said, you know what? It's my turn. I want to do it. So
Okay.
off I went.
Love it. That's awesome. But I also know that you were in the armed forces, right? What was it?
That's correct. Air Force.
Air
Yes.
Force. Well, again, I know I told you beforehand, but we really appreciate
Thank you.
your
Thank you.
service.
I appreciate it.
I think that's great. What attracted you to this brand?
Man, years ago, I was stationed in Biloxi, Mississippi.
Okay.
Went out to a restaurant, had some shrimp Creole.
Okay.
And I got bit by the Southern Cajun food bug, and then it just kind of grew from there. Go back to 1985, actually. So the spice, the flavor, just the wow, the whole, it's amazing what they can do with the food down there. And I just thought it was fantastic. And my sister's a spicy person, and I've always been attracted to it from her as well. So, one thing led to another, and I ran into this place, and the flavors are so huge, and the tastes are immeasurable, and that's what just brought me in.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But you also, when I walked in, I looked at this place, I'm like, whoa, okay, so I'm stepping into a different world. What you've done here is unbelievable. Unbelievable. You have all these murals and all these famous jazz and blues artists on the walls, and you got the windows, and there's just so much stuff to see here, all hand painted.
Yep.
The bar that you have, right over here where it says the OK Bayou.
Right.
The bar in there's unbelievable. Unbelievable. The hand painting in there. What inspired you to just build this the way it is? Because it's just so awesome to see when you walk in and just experience it.
Wow. When I first started, it was, I wanted to see if I could make it in the restaurant business.
Okay.
The restaurant business is a marriage. It's, construction business is kind of the same way. There's a lot of jobs that are that way.
Yeah.
And so I started out to see if I could make the marriage work.
Okay.
And by spending the time and the hours. And once we've been fortunate and blessed to be able to make that transition, I wanted a place for people to come to escape. Every time you go into restaurants and bars, they got the news on, and and they're always talking about this or that. And I want a place where people could come in and sit down and enjoy and leave the world for a little while.
Yeah.
And with that and my background in carpentry work, I got involved with a gentleman that's an incredible artist, and we put our heads together, and it took us 3 years, 40 to 45 weeks a year for 3 years, but that's how we got to where everything's at today.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, it's just mind blowing looking at everything, and then you walk up there. I remember the mural that you were just pointing at right before we started, and it's got the river over there. But then you get up close, and there's just the little people camping and everything. So there's all these little kind of secrets and things.
He's incredibly detailed, And at the time, it was fun because people were coming in at lunchtime, and I'd have a certain area of it cordoned off, and they come in and like, what's he doing? What's going on now? And Bob Holton was the artist, and he's just fantastic at what he did. So I just kind of pick and choose. No, I don't want this. I want that. Can we incorporate these two things together? And,
right.
He would draw it out on paper, and we were off and running.
That's very cool. Very cool. So let's get to the food. And I already had a little taste in the kitchen, and I was like, oh my God, can I just stay here? You know what I mean? So Jeff,
put you to sleep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So starting with this one, Jeff, tell me, what do we have?
Drunken Chicken. I threw a little cheese on top, and it comes with the toppings. We have just standard toppings: cheese, sour cream, jalapenos, green onions, which is just it's just part of the garden. In the South, everything comes with green onions on it. So, but the flavors it has and it comes with it they're very full feeling flavors, and it's comfort food at its best. Obviously, when you get through eating it, it's a lot of food. It's a 32-ounce bowl. It's pretty full, almost to the top. But by the time you get through eating it, normal people can't eat it all. They usually have to get a to-go bowl.
Just the amount of flavor that's in there. Honestly, I don't have the words to describe it. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah,
unbelievable. I mean,
the Drunken Chicken. I actually bought the franchise. I got the restaurant from the Drunken Chicken itself. It was just fantastic. It's the garlic, the pepper flavor, the fullness over the rice.
Yes.
The bread with the butter, with the spices in the butter it's the bread itself. I mean, we have people come in and buy 4, 5, 6, used to be loaves at a time, because they just want that buttered flavor on their bread.
This right here from there is a huge, huge winner. Phenomenal. I mean, just the flavor, just that chicken's perfect, nice, tender, and that full body flavor that this dish has. It's difficult for me to describe it, but perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It just the level of the spices, the nice salt that's right even. It's phenomenal dish. Phenomenal dish.
I'd like to take credit for it, but I can't. Those guys do a great job on cooking the food for us. Obviously, my job is the presentation and to make sure the service is there.
Right.
To keep people coming back, obviously. And the food itself speaks for itself.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people don't understand. They're scared of it. That's why we do a lot of sample sizes. When people come in and they, I don't know, I don't think I like that. Well, here, try it, because Cajun food is relatively unknown to people. It's not like Mexican or Chinese, which is like everywhere today,
Yep.
And it's just a little off the beaten path. But I think the flavors are just huge and fantastic.
Absolutely. I mean, there's just a huge explosion of flavor that happens in Cajun and Creole type of food that, maybe some people are afraid because they're not used to seeing what this looks like.
No.
And I'm going to tell you this right now. What it looks like isn't necessarily what it's going to taste like. But so you have to try it. Like things like gumbo, they don't necessarily look very appealing, but they're an explosion of flavor that's going to change your life.
Even so, I'm not the hugest gumbo fan in the world, but it's amazing the amount of people after they try it, they really enjoy it.
Yeah.
The other one for me was the Etouffee.
Oh, man, come on.
And I just never really understood the Etouffee, but holy smokes, we just sell a lot of it, because it's true Cajun food.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I know the level of flavors on this are absolutely ridiculous. I love this type of food. And if you've never tried it, you need to. Absolutely need to. Because it's going to change your life. No joke. So this right here, what is it?
Well, we got the Jean Lafitte nachos. Obviously Colonel John Lafitte from many years ago. It's fantastic. But the chips, it's spicy, tomato-based flavoring over our bumblebee stew comes over the top of that. It's basically your spiciest with your sweetest. Okay?
Got it.
All right. And typically it's really not that spicy, but the John Lafitte, the voodoo chicken on the backside of it is a sneaker. The longer you eat it, the more you eat it, It comes from the backside. It heats up on the back of your palates, on your tongue.
Right.
And the more you eat it, the spicier it becomes. And then you just feel that sweat and that glistening start, you know?
Right, but it's not that much heat that you're like, oh my God, my mouth is on fire. Not at all. It's just kind of to let you know, hey, I'm here, you know?
Sure, yeah. It all depends. Everybody's palates are different, so it just doesn't, it all depends on who you are.
Well, and also sometimes there are people that they're convinced that I don't like spicy food. Have you actually ever tried flavorful spicy food? And that's the difference. Because once they try something that was super hot and they automatically mix everything off because they think everything's gonna be like that. And it's really funny, I was at another restaurant somewhat recently where it was the food from the region, naturally people think is spicy. But the gentleman that I was talking to said, in my household, we eat it mild. And I'm like, that's really interesting. So it all depends on the spice level that you wanna put in your household.
True.
Yeah, but that, phenomenal. I love these, ridiculous.
It's good.
Now this one right here, what do we have?
So it is, again, this is the John Lafitte in the bowl instead of being in the chips.
Gotcha.
So the John Lafitte's kind of like our Cadillac, our signature series. Yeah. So, you know, I don't know, quote unquote, your Big Mac or your quarter pounder with cheese, however you want to look at it.
That's so good.
You know, and again, it's a one scoop of rice and a tortilla, and it's got the voodoo, the bumblebee, the shredded cheese, sour cream, jalapenos, and a splash of the green onions over the top of it, to accentuate it, to make it look good. But the flavoring is just fantastic.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm blown away. This food is absolutely phenomenal. I love this food. I really, really do.
Thank you.
I've tried it over many years, and this completely blew my mind. I would 1000% come back here. And any time that I'm in the area, I will stop by here because this food is ridiculously good. And it's just nice, home, comforting. I feel like if this food were a person, they would just give you a big old bear hug because this is so good.
It truly is comfort food. You eat the whole bowl, you're gonna take a nap.
Oh yeah.
It's over, man, because it's that filling. So
do you guys have pillows? It's like for dessert, just go be on the side.
Renting them.
Right?
It'd be nice.
Right, definitely. Well, guys, look, if you're looking for more restaurant like J Gumbo's, if you like restaurant content, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you know whenever we drop a new episode. Now, Jeff, how can people find out more information about your restaurant?
We are J Gumbo's is terrehaute.com.
Okay.
Also, too, that's really about it, man. I mean, I don't really have a Twitter page or anything like that. We're pretty simple. So Facebook, for the most part, on the internet right there. So it's terrehautejgumbos.com.
Okay, and then the address here.
665 Wabash Avenue.
Love it.
So, yeah, we've been very fortunate, very blessed, and things have gone well.
Love it. This is awesome. Look, everybody, if you are local, if you like this kind of food, or if you haven't tried it, do yourself a favor. You got to come here on a weekly basis, if not multiple times a week. And if you're traveling, you want great New Orleans Creole food, Cajun food, and you're not in New Orleans, you know what? Stop by here. Come say hi to Jeff. Come eat some of this incredible food. And look, that's pretty much it for me because this bowl right here has got my name on it. And I know Austin, I know Austin behind the camera is ready to like tackle me for one of these, probably for the nachos. So I'm gonna leave you with this. See you guys on the next one.